to respond to the ministerial statement presented on mobile connectivity by the responsible minister. Dare I say at the onset, Mr. Speaker, that this has been a convenient sidestep by government to muddy the water against the public outrage at their treatment of a former minister who has been unjustly vilified and mistreated by the Fiji Sun during the weekend. Shameless, shameless indeed. To a project to connect the unconnected, while 1.3 million is being allocated to the COVID-19 helpline 158, that we can safely assume goes to Vodafone. The statement by the minister claims that mobile connectivity in Fiji stands at 95%, but mobile connectivity should not be confused with internet or social media connectivity alone, especially if M-Pesa or mobile money are middlemen conduits who can examine the money flows and charge for these services, like one of them has been doing with e-ticketing. The Hootsuite Digital Fiji 2020 reports that in January 2020, there were 1.24 million mobile connections in Fiji in January 2020, while internet penetration in Fiji stood at 66%, and social media penetration in Fiji stood at 63%. 100% internet connectivity should be our target, Mr. Speaker, and not the low-hanging fruit of mobile telephony, which still discriminates against a large number of our rural and semi-rural taxpayers due to the tyranny of geography. Access to the internet is critical for our children, now resorting to guided learning via Zoom because of this the COVID-19 crisis, whether it is primary, tertiary, or secondary education. Yet the government seems to have forgotten all about its one laptop per child promise that its cabinet decision of 2012 had approved, blaming Tropical Cyclone Winston instead. And I must also ask the minister what has happened to the free digital or the Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi that was promised at every bus stand around the country. More broken promises. Our learners need computers and internet connectivity because our healthcare system, currently burdened by COVID-19, should not be further lumped with smartphone use injuries such as RSI or thumb and wrist pain, poor eyesight, neck injuries, and associated dopamine addictions, etc. Now the government has seen fit to promote VT-Card as the Vodafone middleman retail service. The Reserve Bank has just released guidance on VT-Card for Vodafone because Vodafone is once again so lucky to receive 1.5 million from the government and Reserve Bank, integrating, of course, with M-Pesa to assist micro to small businesses set up their e-commerce platforms. And I'm quite certain that more than anything, these micro and small businesses need full internet connectivity to be able to engage regularly with similar businesses abroad to learn and to set up networks. Mr. Speaker, it can never be a good thing if one or two bodies hold a monopoly over mobile-related services or hold the population captive simply because the government owns shares in it. This abhorrent kind of behavior stifles free market enterprise and kills innovative thinking. I would urge the government to rethink its approaches to ensure equitable access to the internet rather than just promoting mobile telephony because it is easier and lucrative for some. And perhaps, Mr. Speaker, the Office of the Auditor General should also be involved to ensure that proper due diligence parameters are set out. We only have to refer to the disaster of the multitude of e-ticketing rollout issues and the toll-free line 161 at the height of the second wave of COVID-19 response to be reminded of expectations versus reality. And in closing, Mr. Speaker, I would like to also ask the Minister for Social Welfare if they could confirm whether the e-ticketing allocation for senior citizens has dropped from $10 a month to $3 a month. Vinaka, Mr. Speaker.
I thank the Honourable Member for contribution to the debate. Honourable members, we will move on And we move on to the second ministerial statement for today. And I call on the Minister for Health and Medical Services, the Honorable Dr. Ephraim Iwanganibete. You have the floor.